Hello there, niggers and wiggers. It's Uppity White Guy. Yeah, it's been a little while. You know, old Uppity, he works and stuff, so he's busy. You know, and then free time you get to talk about, you know, how much time I leave for ass and stuff like that. So, you know, gotta chase some tail. We're all busy. Okay? But today I've been seeing many things in the media about Howard Stern. And let me tell you, this is a humongous disappointment. Huge. I've never been so disappointed in one individual in my fucking life. I mean, I wasn't even this disappointed in my parents. Niggas, you gotta be kidding me. Howard Stern was the bomb, like in the 80s, dude. Everybody listened to Stern. I went to see his movies. My parents used to listen to him. Of course, I had to find him on the radio because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. But they loved him. They thought it was fun. We used to get his pay-per-view sometimes. Butt Bongo Fiesta, Miss Howard Stern. I used to have his cassette tapes, that's how old I am, of Crucified by the FCC. I don't know what happened to him. I think I still got them around, and I doubt they're worth anything now that he's gone woke. They're probably worth zero. But back in the day, you know, he edited all the bits he couldn't say on terrestrial radio and put them in a couple cassettes along with a booklet. I ordered that shit. I got it somewhere. I forget what I paid for it. I mean, I was a big fan. I had his books. I even had Baba Booey sign one of my books once. He was at some car dealership in Brockton, Massachusetts, which is a shithole we'll get to later, in which I lived in. Thanks, Mom. And I had him sign the book. All he did was sign his name real quick. I didn't have him sign anything special or anything like that. But Gary went to a car dealership to do book signings for Stern. Books, I guess. Stern wasn't there, but I had his, I got his signature. And, you know, so I was a big fan. And to hear what he spout now is the complete fucking opposite of the man that he was. Or was it really? Do you think he was always a bit of a narcissist? He seemed to always be a bit of, well, he had mental problems. I mean, there's no fucking doubt about it. The guy wasn't all there. He definitely had mental problems. You know, but what I enjoyed is he said stuff that he wanted to say at the time when he was cool. He didn't let other people tell him what to say, or so he thought. And basically, he did the show that he wanted. And what I used to love about it is, before he got all celebrity and went Hollywood with Brad Pitt and all these other fucking libtards you don't even care about. You see them on the screen, but I see their stories every day on Yahoo. They're dating this person, that person. I don't want to know about them. I don't care about most of them. We hear about them all the time. The Kardashians, everything else. I mean, apart from that, those sisters' asses, I don't care anything else about them except their huge tits and ass. Other than that, they're just vapid. They're clothes hangers. Right. They're not worth shit. But before that, he used to interview regular people. And this was the key, because these are people that just walk among us every day, but they're very interesting. One time, I remember he was supposed to have the chick that played Lieutenant Uhura or whatever on Star Trek, the black communications officer, but somehow she didn't show up. I don't know whether it's her fault, management, whatever. She didn't show up. So he sent his producer out on the fucking street of New York to find any black woman. He wrote Uhura on a sign and hung it around her neck and then interviewed her. That was fucking hilarious. Another time, he used to do the homeless Hollywood Squares, what was like the Hollywood Squares, if you kids are old enough to know what that is, the game show where they put people in a square. But he would go with a van and send his producer to pick up actual hookers on the streets of New York and put them in the boxes. That was really interesting. Another time, he had this black guy who was a sanitation officer, or a garbage man, for the city of either New York or New Jersey, and the guy used to call himself the king of all blacks. He self-proclaimed himself the king of all blacks. But what was really great about it is when he's on the air telling black people how to behave, and then other black people would call in And they'd catch him and they'd be like, yo, Tyrone, man, you know who this is? Oh yeah, I know you. Damn, brother, didn't you get the cops call on you by your old lady? No, see what happened is he was committing the same fucking crimes and shit that regular black people were doing. He was telling them how to behave, and they were calling in. He goes, no, see what happened was, he would deny it, but he'd try and explain it away. And he was calling himself the king of all blacks because he was better than other blacks. And he was a trash collector, and people would call him out on his shit, on his black behavior that he was telling other people not to do right on the air. That shit was fucking hilarious. But then he got in with all the Hollywood celebs and stuff, and it just became a run-of-the-mill celebrity interview show. Now, some of them are interesting, some of them are still funny, but what he's doing today is he's backpedaling. Like, he's apologizing for it all. That's weak. We're talking about a guy who stood up against the federal government. You know, the FCC. He went off terrestrial radio, went to satellite, so he could say what he wanted to say. And we're talking about a guy who stood up to the government. They were going to fine him, they were going to throw him off the air, and he stood up to them. Now he can't stand up to anybody, and he's taking a knee. This is fucking pathetic. I don't know how many people ever listen to him. I haven't listened to him in the longest time. I have no desire to listen to a woke retard telling me to get the vaccine because the government said so. This is the asshole who stood up to this kind of stuff. Now he's working with them. And you could say, why? Why did this happen? Well, my theory is he's probably afraid of being canceled. He's not really a tough guy. He's still the guy that got the shit kicked out of him in high school. And he has not grown much of a spine. This is weak. But you say, why is he afraid of being canceled? Well, you can go back to his old tapes now, and now people are going, oh, this was horrible. Back then, they had thicker skin. Now everybody's got a thin skin, and if you look at them the wrong way, they begin to cry. And then you looked at them the wrong way, so you're fired. I mean, this is really how... We'll get into that more in another one. I got another chick to talk about when I went to school. But that could be it. But also, you gotta understand, if you go back far enough in his... Just a couple now. I'm not gonna go over every fucking show, because I can't even remember all of them. I'd have to go back and listen to every clip, and it would take me like weeks to research this shit. I ain't gonna do it. But there's a couple that he had that you'll have a hard time finding on the internet. Yours truly, I've heard the clips, and yeah, I've found one or two. They're hard to find. They've been kind of scrubbed. Like, you could find the other shit where he insults this one and that one, and insults a dwarf, or a retard dwarf, or a crackhead, or whatever. But there are some that people today would find unacceptable. Me, I don't really find it unacceptable, but I probably wouldn't have done such a thing. You know, I'd do the retard, I'd do the dwarf, I'd make fun of this one and that one. I don't care. Because they could do the same thing. When people have done the same shit to me, and I'm supposed to just get over it. Probably because I'm white. I can't complain. So, fuck them, do it to them. That's my take. But there's a couple where he's talking about, like, Ashley and Kate Olsen, the Olsen twins, you know, Full House, or whatever. And he's talking about them when they were under 18. We're talking like 14 and stuff, and how hot they were. That's seriously bordering on pedophilia. Thought. You gotta go find that one. It's hard to find. So he doesn't want that one out there anymore. I think he's trying to distance himself from these kind of things. And also, then you gotta find the one where the Columbine shooters. Remember those kids, Klebold and Dylan Klebold? I don't remember what the other kid's name was. But they shot up Columbine High School. I mean, everybody knows what that is at this point. I don't want to say Colorado or whatnot. It was some time ago, but everybody knows it. Nobody's forgotten it that it's alive. It was huge. They killed a lot of kids. And shot up the school. Well, Howard Stern was commenting on it. And he said before they shot the hot girls in school, they should have raped them and had sex with them. Now, if you've been following what's going on in the media, remember how Alex Jones said some things about when all those kids got murdered? Shit, I can't remember. I can't remember which case it is, but at a school where all the young kids got murdered, and then the parents sued Alex Jones, and they supposedly got like $1 billion fucking dollars because of some liberal bleeding heart judge that was appointed by some liberal president said it was horrible, and it was bad. But again, Alex Jones saying that they were never murdered and it was a false flag, which is ridiculous because there's bodies of kids. I'll listen to Alex Jones, but that one was a little stupid, I'll admit. He shouldn't have done that. And to be honest with you, you shouldn't go around saying it's a false flag. I mean, the parents lost their kids. Those kids, I believe they got murdered. I don't believe it was a false flag. There's dead kids. How do you explain that? So, if he got sued for that, somebody probably came to Stern and brought it to his attention, hey, remember like over 10 years ago, that Columbine thing, when you said those girls should be raped? Uh-oh, Alex Jones just got sued for $1 billion. They try to take, they have scrubbed that shit from the internet. I did listen to it, I found it. But, that's why I know what he said, but yeah. Yeah, that's probably a little bit too why he's going woke. He doesn't want to be sued. He's scared to death. And in a way, I can't blame him for that, but dude, you had a spine against the federal government, for fuck's sake. Grow a spine now. You know, but now he's woke. Well, he's woke because, one, he doesn't want to be sued, and two, he doesn't want to lose subscribers and all this other shit. And he doesn't want to be sued into oblivion for shit that he said 3 years ago, which I don't really think anything should be done, but people are digging up shit. Did you say this 10 years ago? Oh, that's terrible. Nigga, I took a piss 10 years ago, too. You know, Jesus Christ, seriously? But people are going back and digging up shit. They're going to dig up this tape on me. But see, I got more spine than Stern. I also got nothing you can really sue me for, probably. Not much. So, this is the problem. And Stern probably knows this, and so he's bending the knee very quickly. Because he doesn't want to be thrown off the air, he doesn't want to be canceled, and he doesn't want to be sued for billions of dollars. They say you see they just did it to Alex Jones. Stern is probably afraid of the same thing because he knows he said something just as horrible as what Alex Jones said about another school shooting. So if you want to know why he's doing it, more than likely he's scared shitless. And in a way I can't blame the guy, but fuck, just retire then. Don't look like this. You got enough money to retire, just fucking retire. Every year you used to say it could be your last, it could be your last. You used to tease this shit all the time before you'd renew your contract with Sirius. Just fucking go. Then just retire. If you're this afraid. Don't bend the knee and look like a fucking artard. Just fucking retire. You've got enough money, go into something else. Even though you don't know anything else, I'm sure. The fact of the matter is you went on America's Got Talent. I don't know why he would be able to spot talent, but he went on America's Got Talent. He could do other things. If you want to keep working, shit, he never has to work again. Unless his wife spends all his money. So why are you bending the fucking knee, retard? You're a disgrace. You fucking disappoint me. You really do. And I know you disappoint all your former fans and followers. You disappoint them too. You're a fucking disgrace. So that's my take on Howard Stern and probably why he's doing it. But what I say to him is, when your contract's up, just fucking go away. Just fucking go away, dude. It's that fucking simple. It's not difficult. Just go to fuck away. There'll be tons of tapes of you to listen to over the years. I got a bunch of Art Bell tapes to listen to, coast to coast, about space aliens, stuff like that. You could dig them up even, but I recorded them years ago. I got tons of cassettes. That's how years ago it is. So when he died, I still got a ton, a library of his tapes I could pop in at night and listen to if I want to. So, you know, people could still listen to you, dude. Just go away. I'm sure he gets residuals from shit. And it's not like his contracts are so big, unless he really wiped his ass with some money, he should have enough to carry him through his dying days, and his kids. So stop looking pathetic, and just go. Okay, that's my take on it. Uppity white guy, you know what I'm gonna say. D's nuts!